I'm absolutely thrilled to have with us Shani Gabbidon today from IUVO Skincare. It's a pleasure to have you. Tell us a bit about, IUVO and how that started, because I know we've known you for probably a decade or something now, isn't it?
Absolutely, Tim. Thank you so much for having us. Yes, so Ayuvo has actually been, we're 10 this year. So
Wow.
yeah, you've seen us from the very, very beginning. And my late mother, as you know, started the company, unfortunately when she was going through a cancer treatment. But what it pointed out when she was going through radiotherapy and chemotherapy was that she needed natural hydration for her skin. She was in desperate need of that. And she had eczema and psoriasis. So for her, it was all about hydration and nourishment. And it started with her own need. And then it kind of grew over the years to expanding to customer reach, basically. Veganism and vegan products, specifically in skincare, it adds that additional certification and value of trust. So, mom knew from the very beginning that she wanted those products to be vegan because that was her own ethos in her own lifestyle. But everything that we put on our skin fundamentally, we're technically eating because it's getting absorbed in. So
Yeah.
having that vegan certification with the Vegan Society links in. It was just absolutely important to her for that to run through into the skincare. And there were more brands that were doing it at the time. It was very much 10 years ago. Um, I suppose it wasn't a fad, but it was growing. It was definitely developing and becoming more important to more people. And then we saw those rise of businesses come, and then COVID kind of affected it slightly. But the customers bought into that and kept us going. So the cleaner the products are, the better they are for people. So having that vegan certification allows that kind of cleanliness of the process. You know where the products are derived from. There's no additives, no chemicals.
So just before we wrap up, Shani, just let me ask you too about your own little journey to veganism. Tell us a little bit about that. What got you going on it?
I mean, I always consider myself lucky because my father and mother, my father's brought up as a Rasta originally, so I've never. I was always brought up as a pescatarian. So up until a stage, that's I've never eaten meat,
Right.
although fish is considered as a meat, obviously. So when mum had cancer the second time around, for me, it was like, right, I need to clean up my act. I need to cut out fish. It was, the early days of Seaspiracy. And I was like, oh my God, I love animals, but I can get my protein from somewhere else. Um, and that kind of realization for me, but for anyone who's at home, um, don't overcomplicate things, I think. We get Riverford boxes, so I'm always just cooking up just whatever vegetables are available, and then just chuck in some tofu. I always keep like a bag of tofu or something frozen, so I can just stir that in and make like a vegan mince kind of bolognese style thing, soaking soy proteins and stuff like that. So it's always, I find it actually quicker compared to previous life of cooking, and I can knock out meals in like 10 minutes, and it's actually
No,
it's saving you time, it's saving you time and effort. So I think and it's good for you as well, so obviously there's that added bonus. So anyone struggling, just keep going. There are there are benefits.
I hear you on that. I agree. I love cooking. I find it really easy. In fact, I used to have a little series of recipes. So I used to call them. So basically, you could cook up during a half time when you're watching the Champions League. So, Shani, thanks ever so much for joining us. That's really interesting to hear.
Thank you, Tim.